Well, the Winnipeg Baroque Festival continues this week with a brand new ensemble making its debut performance. The Trio Leonarda consists of violinist Elation Pauls, cellist Alyssa Ramsey, and keyboardist Leanne Regier-Lee. They owe their name to the Ursuline nun and composer Isabella Leonarda, whose music will play a key part of their debut concert, which they're calling Heaven Will Always Return. Elation Pauls joins me in the Classic 107 studios to give us a bit of a preview of that debut performance. Nice to see you, Elation.
Great to be here. Good morning.
So maybe before we even get into the concert, what was your sort of first exposure to Isabella Leonarda?
Isabella Leonarda, yeah, who knows about her? So I was looking for a name. I had this concept of doing this Winnipeg Baroque Festival concert with Leanne and Alyssa, two amazing friends and colleagues of mine. And I was sort of, it's always great to come up with a name that has some Italian connection.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking through the Baroque composers, specifically female composers, and I came across her. And it turns out that she is actually the first female composer to have published a set of instrumental sonatas. So how perfect is that? And I've been learning about her. She entered the convent when she was 16 and is considered one of the most prolific Baroque composers. She's actually the oldest composer on our program. So she died the same year as Bieber, but she was born much earlier than him. So she was born in 1620.
Okay.
So, yeah, just really fascinating.
Such a fascinating character. As you are building out this program, what are some of the considerations for how you complement Isabella Leonarda's work? You mentioned that she's the oldest composer in your program. How do you then build out a program around Leonarda's music to complement her incredible output?
Well, first of all, it's really phenomenal playing an entire program of this era. I've been spending a lot of time recently in the 21st century coming out with my album Sustenance. So just to go back to this era and immerse yourself in this sound world is so beautiful. Like the music just, it's really fulfilling. So, when you think of the Baroque era, there's Bach, there's Handel, and adding in the soprano, I've always wanted to collaborate with Lara Chikevich, and this was just such an amazing opportunity to do that. So just kind of put all these ingredients in the pot of soup and mix it all up and, explore. Classical music is always just so great for exploring what's out there. You're never going to get bored, and it's always fun to research how different pieces can add up well together. And also just, what do my friends want to play? What does Lara want to sing? So there's the Neun Deutsche Arien by Handel, and we're actually doing sort of a Handel sandwich this program. We're starting out with a little bit from the Messiah, How Beautiful Are the Feet, and then we're going to be ending off with 3 selections from the Neun Deutsche Arien.
Okay. Back to Isabella Leonarda for a second. We know the sound of Handel. Lots of us are quite familiar with Messiah as an example, and especially an aria as famous as that one. For those who might not have heard Leonarda's music before, how would you describe it?
I find it quite mysterious, actually. Mysterious and energetic. So this particular sonata, she wrote a set of 13 sonatas for various instruments. Some of the instrumentation has like 4, so like 2 or 3 violins, and then a gamba and keyboard. Some are like, some of the instrumentation varies. This particular sonata that we're going to be playing is considered a violin solo sonata, but then it has continuo. And her sonatas vary from number of movements from 4 to 13. And this one has 5. The first movement is very mysterious, and there's lots of sort of improvisatory flourishes that you can go into because it's kind of just starts off with this long, mysterious chord that you can almost do anything with. And then it goes through various dance movements, and there's a lot of character changes and a lot of sort of spirit, and you can really sense her, that this is a very energetic, I don't know, maybe spicy is a good word.
Okay, mysterious
Character.
and spicy. What a fun blend.
Yeah.
Speaking of blend, the first concert that you will be giving as a trio, what's it like to build up a new ensemble around this music, and what are some of the considerations that then go into planning kind of what do we want our band to sound like?
Yeah, that's a great question. Well, first of all, I know these two women very well. Leanne and I actually go way back to entering first year of college together.
Wow.
In Res. So it's so fun to play with her. And Alyssa and I are in a string quartet together, Prairie Sky Quartet. So we've also spent a lot of time on stage together. But yes, going through this particular program, we have to consider, do we want this to be on piano? Do we want this to be on harpsichord? So we're going to end up using Leanne's keyboard as a harpsichord for the majority of the program, except for the Bach Sonata No. 3 for violin and keyboard that I think will sound really great on the piano. So there's those. Yeah. You just kind of have to go through each piece and get to know it. The Bieber is also a very wild piece because it's not a representativa, and there are a number of animal sounds in it.
Oh.
So yeah, I get to do an impression of a quail and a cuckoo and a cat. So that one was like, whoa, this is really different. Alyssa called it a very wild piece.
Okay. I love these adjectives we're throwing out here. We got wild, we got mysterious, we got spicy. So many things to expect for Heaven Will Always Return. You mentioned also that this concert will feature a prominent guest artist in soprano Laura Chikevich. What is it like to introduce a vocalist into all of this as you are forming this sort of new sound, this new identity as a trio?
Yeah, well, we started, of course, by rehearsing the pieces without her, just to sort out articulations and bowings and just sound. And then she came in, and it's been a breeze. She's just so great. It's really fun. We're having a blast.
It seems that way. As you even think beyond Wednesday's concert, which maybe you don't want to do because you want to stay focused on the thing, but as you think about the way in which the Trio Leonarda is developing its identity, what do you think this concert will mean for you all as you contemplate the next steps and the next projects that you might want to take on beyond the Winnipeg Baroque Festival?
Yeah, we love working together, so I can definitely see future projects. When you start out as a group, that first concert is so important for establishing your sound, your sort of bass repertoire. And there are a lot of different directions we could go. There are lots of centers that have a piano. Maybe don't get to hear a harpsichord Baroque sound often at all. I think it's so amazing what the Baroque Festival is doing, bringing this era of music to Winnipeg and to audiences. And not everybody comes into Winnipeg, so there are smaller centers outside of the city that could hear this. So we could definitely take it to different venues outside of Winnipeg, or even just some churches, for different services. But yeah, I think it's amazing what the festival is putting on.
All the more amazing for the fact that you all are along for the ride as the Trio Leonarda prepares for their debut concert that takes place on Wednesday, April the 2nd at 7:30 p.m. at the Laudamus Auditorium at Canadian Mennonite University. For tickets and more information, you can visit winnipegbaroquefestival.com. We will have more information, of course, later on today on our website, classic107.com, and the Classic 107 app. Elation, all the best for Wednesday's concert. Thank you so much for telling us more about your exciting new ensemble.
Great to be here.